Amid widespread protest sparked by the recently released political map by India that illustrates Nepal's Kalapani area as Indian territory, the parliamentary committees have also sought consultations with Prime Minister and Foreign Minister aimed at sorting out the border dispute. The government is also currently under pressure from experts and the public at large to resolve the issue through political and diplomatic means at the earliest. Good morning, I'm Amit Bakaril and these are the top stories of this hour. Nepal and India initiate process to hold a foreign minister level meeting to resolve the latest border dispute. Parliamentary committees to seek the government's diplomatic plan of action. Government prepares to amend regulation due to continued indifference of private sector towards social security scheme. Big employers to receive 1 billion rupees of concessional loan. Bolivian President Evo Morales resigns amid turmoil following his disputed re-election last month. International monitors call for fresh elections. Nepal and India have initiated works to hold a foreign minister-level meeting to resolve the border dispute that surfaced after India recently released its political map that illustrated Nepal's Kalapani area as Indian territory. A day after Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli stated that he could directly hold discussions with his Indian counterpart when necessary, the two countries have initiated process to hold a foreign minister-level meeting very soon. According to Foreign Ministry sources, preparations are being made to hold the meeting in a few weeks' time. Homeworks are underway to fix a date for the meeting after Bangladeshi President Abdul Hamid's visit to Nepal. President Hamid is arriving in Kathmandu for a 3-day visit. In the meeting held between Nepalese ambassador to India, Nilambar Acharya, and Indian Foreign Secretary Vijay Keshav Gokhale in New Delhi on Friday, the Foreign Secretary pointed out the need to hold a Foreign Secretary-level meeting soon. The Indian side seems positive regarding the high-profile meeting. Last week, the Indian government had made public a political map that included Nepal's Kalapani area as its own territory. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Nepal issued a press release on Wednesday regarding the controversial political map and made it clear that Nepal would not accept India's unilateral decision regarding the controversial map. In the all-party meeting on Saturday, which included former prime ministers and former foreign secretaries, Prime Minister Oli had stated that discussions with India would be held at the political and diplomatic levels. The parliamentary committees have expressed concern towards the Indian encroachment of Nepal's Kalapani area in its recently published political map. The committees are preparing to seek the government's diplomatic plan of action aimed at resolving the border dispute. Meanwhile, the Parliament's State Affairs and Good Governance Committee has called on Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to discuss on the issue, while the International Relations Committee has sought consultation with Foreign Minister Pradeep Kiwali regarding the dispute in a separate meeting slated for today. Prime Minister Oli is attending the meeting of the Parliamentary Committee for the first time after the dispute surfaced regarding the border with the southern neighbor. At the meeting, Prime Minister Oli is to unveil the government's official stance over the inclusion of 372 square kilometers of Kalapani area by India in its recently released political map. He is also slated to clarify the government's diplomatic plan of action in this regard.
प्रधानमन्त्रीज्यूकै उपस्थितिमा अहिलेको यो अब धेरै अगाडिदेखि जुन समस्या आइरहेको छ यसको स्थायी समाधानको लागि सरकारले कस्तो नीति चाहिँ लिइरहेको छ र त्यति मात्र होइन त्यो बेलामा उठेको के हो भने यो राष्ट्रिय सहमति गरेर अगाडि जानु पर्दछ यो सिङ्गो राष्ट्र चाहिँ ऐक्यबद्ध भएर अगाडि बढ्नु पर्दछ भन्ने पनि हाम्रो कुराहरू थियो.
The Parliament's International Relations Committee has also called on Foreign Minister Kiwali to seek necessary information regarding the border dispute.
हाम्रो बैठक पनि बस्दै छ अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय समितिको पनि त अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय समितिले कुनै कुरालाई प्रोभोक गर्ने त होइन उत्तेजित बनाउने त होइन हाम्रो कुरा त के भने यस्तो गम्भीर विषयमा सरकारको ध्यान गएन भने स्वाभाविक रूपमा हामी गम्भीर हुनुपर्छ. सरकारले कुनै विषयमा चासो लिन छोड्यो सरकारको कुनै विभागले चासो लिन छोड्यो भने स्वाभाविक रूपमा हामीले त्यस विषयमा चाहिँ तुरुन्त निर्देशन गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ.
The parliamentary committees, which are also considered the mini parliament, have expedited their efforts to resolve the border dispute at the time when the parliamentary sessions are not active. The committees also have the right to issue directive in the name of the government on the issue of national importance by undergoing all necessary and thorough assessment regarding the border dispute. Meanwhile, Prime Minister KP Sharma has initiated preparations for reshuffling the cabinet. He has also called the party secretariat meeting later this afternoon to discuss the issue. The Prime Minister yesterday had sought advice from the ruling party's co-chairman Puspa Kamal Dahal on reshuffling the Prime Minister's secretariat and the cabinet. The Prime Minister has initiated groundwork to reshuffle the cabinet after 20 months since the formation of the government. The Prime Minister is reportedly dissatisfied due to the failure to achieve expected results despite undergoing work execution agreement aimed at boosting the minister's performance. Although the government had flamboyantly announced the much-touted social security scheme last year, the private sector has remained largely indifferent towards the program as of yet. The government is therefore preparing to provide up to 1 billion rupees of concessional loan to industry and business owners in a bid to facilitate them to adhere to the scheme. We have a report.
The Ministry of Labour, Employment and Social Security is preparing to come up with an amended regulation aimed at encouraging private employers to abide by the Social Security scheme. The draft of the new regulation is currently at the Ministry for consideration. The draft has also proposed of providing up to 3.5 million rupees of educational loan and 10 million rupees of housing loan each to the contributors as well. Although the new regulation is aimed at benefiting the workers, many employers have remained hesitant to abide by it, citing different reasons. Despite having 400,000 industries and businesses that are supposed to adhere to the scheme, only 10,000 of them have been enlisted into it so far, even when the deadline to do so is drawing closer. Analysts are of the view that besides attracting the employers towards this scheme, the government should also come up with stricter provisions so as to make it mandatory. Otherwise, the scheme aimed at securing the basic rights of employees would remain confined to paper.
It is unimaginable to think about a 12-year-old girl child becoming pregnant. However, this has happened in Nepal, and thankfully her health is now normal after undergoing abortion, although it is considered risky for 5-month pregnancy. Besides being as young as 12 years, the girl is also mentally stunted by birth. Ironically, her pregnancy was revealed when she was taken to a health clinic for treatment after she was bitten by a dog. The girl, who hails from Assam district, was then brought to Kathmandu for further treatment. The police have suspected 2 individuals, although the child is not mentally stable enough to reveal the identity of the culprits. The suspects have been arrested and are currently under investigation. Meanwhile, Minister for Women, Children and Senior Citizens, Thammaya Thapa, met the victim and her family members on Sunday, extending assurance of the girl child's rehabilitation. In a country where rapes and sexual abuse are fast becoming everyday instances, the state mechanism will have to live up to its responsibility of ensuring the well-being of the victim and punishing the culprits. In our Public Voice segment, we asked the residents of Udaipur district why haven't the officials been able to control the price of daily consumable goods through market monitoring. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
हरेक तरकारी महँगो छ यहाँ अनुगमन टोली पनि देखिँदैन हैन अब बिचौलियाहरुले बेसी चाहिँ नि उनीहरुको बिगबिगी हुँदाखेरि यो तरकारीको महँगिएको जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ
बढेर आछ भाउ भन्छ व्यापारीहरुले बढेर आएको छ भन्छ त्यबाट यता अब धेरै काम गर्ने मान्छे छ खेती गर्ने छैन
दसैँ भन्दा धेरै महँगो भएको छ अहिले आलु पनि अब घट्नु पर्ने ठाउँमा परिरहेछ प्याज दसैँमा महँगो हुनु पर्ने ठाउँमा अहिले यतिखेर 50 रुपैयाँ भयो 150
It's time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what's necessary to enlist employers under the Social Security scheme? And options are A, strict regulation, B, concessional loan, and C, pressure from workers. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now the sports update. It's time now for our special segment, Off the Beat.
A waterfall discovered in Pastar's Fagunanda rural municipality last year has fast become a tourist attraction. The local government constructed infrastructure such as temporary roads to reach the waterfall located near Nibukhola in Pawa Sartap of Fagunanda rural municipality. The waterfall, which is at a walking distance of 10 minutes from Nibukhola, has been named as Batise Sharma. Along with the infrastructure development, locals are also carrying out publicity campaign for the promotion of this site as a popular tourist destination. Locals believe that since the waterfall is quite near the highway, devotees visiting Pathibara temple and tourists coming to Ilam and Chhapa can be easily attracted to this destination.
And that's all for this hour. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day.